Welcome to Black Girl Say Something, where this black girl has something to say. And this episode is going to be called The Real Bag is the Peace in Your Nervous System. So, I have a doctorate in health science, concentration in global health. I like all things healthcare, health and wellness, just overall general health. And as of late, I've been recognizing that my nervous system is becoming calm. And what does that look like? So if you've ever been through a healing journey or through something traumatic or through something that you're having to heal from, you'll begin to recognize that when you get to a certain level of peace, you still feel a jitter in what you might presume to be your spirit. But that's not your spirit that's jittery, that's your nervous system. Your nervous system is very complex. Your nervous system is in charge for so much sensory, so much emotion, feeling, so many different aspects of our life is affected by our nervous system. The nervous system is very complex. And to be quite honest with you, I like to explain the nervous system like all of the power lines that we see when we're driving and how they interconnect and how, for me, in my backyard, there's a transformer box and you would assume that that works for my house, but it's not my house. It is a few houses down. And so when the coconut tree that's in my backyard hits that transformer, the power goes out, not for me, but for not even my neighbor, but my neighbor's neighbor, and then 3 houses down. So your nervous system is very complex in that way. And that's how I tend to explain it to my students because I used to teach medical terminology. So I got into this place where it's easier to recognize the things that don't serve me, the things that make my nervous system feel uneasy and off. And so as it relates to this episode, I'm coming to let you know, find what is affecting your nervous system. What does that look like? One, you can go to therapy, but really it requires some self-identification after you've gone to therapy and your therapist has given you some tools and some things to work on. For me, it was getting my blood work done, getting acupuncture, cupping, massages. I get massages regularly, at least once a month. So finding that space to really take care of yourself, giving your nervous system time to get calm, meditating, praying, journaling, really centering and grounding yourself so that you can identify when your nervous system feels off. And so this is a great practice or a great way to identify when people's energies are off and their intentions. And there will be people who will come back into your space and your nervous system just does not feel right. And it does not feel safe and it does not feel okay. And then you begin to recognize, when my nervous system is calm, yes, I might have peace, but when my nervous system is calm, I have really gotten to the next level in my healing journey. So find that peace, find that safety net, find what works for you to get your nervous system calm. And sometimes it don't even have to be the things that happen to us as an adult. It could be the things that happen to us as children. And what will happen is you'll have things that occur in your life and you're trying to get a diagnosis from a doctor and they can't diagnose it. And then you have to turn to integrative medicine or some form of other non-Western medicine, non-traditional medicine to be able to identify, because an uneasy nervous system can manifest into pain, which is called neuropathic pain. An uneasy nervous system can cause, hair loss and all these different things to happen within your body and you're not understanding why. So I just wanted to share this piece because that is something that I've identified this week, was that my nervous system is getting calmer. And I don't know if it's because as I get older, I'm able to just identify the emotion, manage it. I don't suppress it. I manage it. I feel the emotion, and then I feel even better after the fact. And especially when you have children, and children really know how to, let's just say like this, being in a place where I sometimes allow my children to get on my last nerves. I'm not going to say they get on my last nerves because I don't want to give them ownership. I want to take the ownership. So sometimes I allow myself to get to a place where they will get on my nerve. And in that moment, I create the boundary, let them know I'm not in the mood right now, and I take some time for myself to re-regulate my emotions. And it's such a hard skill to learn as an adult. And so it's so important and so key to that if you have children, teaching them how to re-regulate their emotion, how to feel their emotion as early as possible, because it is so hard as an adult. And I'm speaking as a 36-year-old woman learning emotional regulation, emotional intelligence, nervous system, like what is disrupting my nervous system, and really just working through. And I recently had to follow my primary care physician, and it's always, it's peace and vibe. She's so cool. But the peaceful part was her just asking me, what am I doing? Now, about a year ago, I've been dealing with some issues with my thyroid. I don't know if I've ever shared that on the podcast. And I was going to get ultrasounds, a lot of blood work, a lot of different things. And to be quite honest with you, they didn't find anything wrong. But again, the thyroid is a part of your systems, I should say, to keep it simple. And if you have any disruption in your nervous system, sometimes that's how it will manifest. That's how it will show up. And being able to identify everything that I previously mentioned, the thyroid has practically healed itself because they had found nothing in my blood work. They found nothing in the ultrasound. And I was seeing the thyroid specialist. And as of today, I can say with confidence, like it pretty much shrank. It was an enlarged thyroid. So they were trying to figure out, did they need to biopsy it and all of that stuff. But she asked me, what have you been doing? And I'm like, I really just been choosing me. In the midst of even being a mom, I just choose me. If that means telling my children, hey, I'm going to go have dinner by myself. I done cooked them dinner. I done fed them. They good. And they're with my sisters. And I'm like, hey, I got to go have a moment with myself. Take myself on a date. Take them to camp. Have the girl come do me a massage. Take them to camp, even when they don't want to go sometimes, and go get me some acupuncture. Or, it's the summer, so it's really finding that balance and not letting the summer throw me off balance. I created a summer bucket list. And have I done any of the things on the list? No, but it's still early in July, and I'm hoping to get some of those things done. And I'm going to continue to put me first because that's healing my nervous system. Even when family members call me to want to tell me like what certain things are going on, I let them know, is it something urgent? If it's not urgent and I'm not in a headspace to hear it right now, I'll tell them, can you give me a call back in a few days? And so doing that, let me tell you, is so peaceful, because then it allows me time to mentally prepare for whatever foolishness it is. And typically it's something that doesn't involve me, but the person just wants to either, one, share it with me or get my insight or my input. And maybe I'm not in the headspace to do that. And it's really being the oldest daughter and learning that I don't have to be the person with all of the answers is great. My favorite thing to tell people these days is our goals don't align. And unfortunately, I would like to be around people who align with my goals. It may sound harsh, but it's what I need. It's what I want, right? Especially as somebody who spent so much of their adult life doing everything that everyone else wants. So I hope you find peace in this. If something was said that encouraged you, share this with at least one person. Remember, you can tune into Black Girl Say Something every Friday at 1 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And don't forget, there'll be some links in the description of this episode. Like us on Facebook, follow us on TikTok, subscribe to our YouTube, and don't forget there's subscriber-only content that you can have access to for a fee with Spotify. So don't forget that we also have some subscriber-only content. We have some new content coming up. I mean, at this point in my life, the content just pretty much writes itself. So I'm doing it for the plot. So thank you for listening.